All right, welcome. Today we're going to be going over the Week 14 schedule. Going to be making our predictions for each of the games of the week. So just want to apologize to all of my weekly viewers and regular viewers who tune in every week. It's just been a rough couple of weeks for me. I've been pretty sick the last 2 weeks, so feeling a lot better, and that's why we're doing the video today, and feels good to be back. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. So as you can see right here, actually had a pretty good week last week. Went 11-3-1 with the one tie with the Washington and New York game. But hopefully I can have another week like that. And, hopefully we can do that and bring some of that magic into this week. So without further ado, let's get right into the schedule. So to kick off Thursday Night Football, Week 14, we have Vegas Raiders at the Rams. So this one, two very disappointing teams, I would say, teams this year. Although Vegas has definitely been on the come up these past few weeks and have really been red hot. On the Rams side of it, series on their side of it, just signed Baker Mayfield yesterday, I guess, now that the recording of this video. But I don't think he's going to be playing. Definitely won't be playing, I don't think. Hasn't gotten the playbook or anything. But no, I don't think he'd even make a difference. I'm going to go with the Raiders on this one. They've just been red hot, and these past few weeks they've really turned it around, enough to the point where if they keep it up, they might actually have a chance to make the playoffs. So really thinking the Raiders are going to bring that momentum into this game, and the Rams just, Super Bowl hangover, probably the worst title defense in NFL history, at least in the conversation. So for this game, I'm going to go with the Raiders. Just think they're going to get that momentum, and I still think they got a good shot to make the playoffs. So Raiders for this one. So AFC East division game next week, we have the Jets at the Buffalo Bills. So on the Jet side of it, coming off a tough loss against Minnesota, which a game they really could have won, and Buffalo beating New England in Foxborough, so that's a big win for them. So last game they played against each other. New York actually came out with the win. Zach Wilson was leading the offense, but the defense actually got the job done for them. But I do expect a different outcome in this game. I do think Buffalo's going to come out and be able to score. I do think their defense is going to show up and make it hard for the Jets, even with the loss of Von Miller for the season on the Bills side of it. But on the Jets side of it, their defense is great. Mike White's doing what he needs to do. He's not blowing the game for them. But for this game in particular, I'm going to go with the Bills. I think they got a bad taste in their mouth from the last loss they took to them. And I think they're going to bring that into this game. And I think they're going to be able to bounce back good. So give me the Bills in this one. And I don't think it's going to be very, very close. So Bills for this one. Next game, we have Deshaun Watson and the Browns against Joe Burrow and the Bengals. So it's funny that Joe Burrow's 3-0 against the Chiefs, but he hasn't beaten the Browns yet, which is a little crazy to me. That's just the NFL for you. But I'm not going to dive too much into this game. I'm going to go with the Bengals. I think they have a bad taste in their mouth from the Halloween game on Monday night when they lost to them. And I think they'll bounce back, especially coming off that really good win against the Chiefs. So I just think they're better. And I think Cleveland at this point is, their season's done. And I think they're just trying to figure it out. Maybe just get some good reps for Deshaun for next season. But give me the Bengals for this one. Next game, we have the Battle of Texas. We have the Texans at the Cowboys. Don't need to talk about this one too much. Texans, probably the worst team in the league. Dallas, perennial NFC team, playoff team for sure. Great defense, coming off a great win against the Colts. I guess if you don't want to call it great since they were playing the Colts. But just give me the Cowboys for this one. I think they're going to be able to put up the points, and their defense is going to make it hard for Houston. So give me the Cowboys in the Battle of Texas. So next game we have division NFC North game. We have the Minnesota Vikings at the Detroit Lions. So last game these two teams played against each other. It was a hell of a close game. Detroit really could have gotten out with a win, but they didn't. And this one's actually going to be in Detroit. T.J. Hawkinson on the Minnesota side of it going against Detroit for the first time since they traded him to Minnesota. And I think it's going to be a really good game. Detroit coming off their best win of the season. Minnesota coming off 2 wins in a row. I think this is going to be a shootout. I really think it's going to be a shootout. And in my upset of the week, give me the Lions. I think they're going to be able to pull it out. And I think that, on the Lions side of it, if they can get some wins going, they're sniffing around. They're sniffing around to be in the playoffs. They're not completely gone yet mathematically. But if they can get some wins these next few weeks, we're going to need some help to get in. But it's possible. It really is possible, but it's got to start here against a division opponent. It's a game you got to win, and I think they will. Although their offense is high-powered, I think Detroit's offense is just as high-powered. I really do. So give me the Lions for this game. Next game, we have NFC East opponents going at it. Two teams that I think are probably going to be in the playoffs. So, Philly coming off that really good win against Tennessee, and the Giants really coming off that tie, but a game they should have won. I think this is going to actually be a little closer than people think, but give me Philly for this one. I just think they're the better team. And, I think the Giants might be a team that might not actually make it. I can see them being in the playoffs, but at the same time, I could see them slipping away as one of the NFC teams. So, give me Philly for this one. I just think they're a better team, so... let's see. Next game we have another division opponent, the AFC North. We have the Ravens at Pittsburgh. So, looking at this one was actually really tough for me to decide. Pittsburgh kind of being on a roll lately, and Baltimore just losing. Lamar, he's week to week, but we still really don't know what his situation is. But looking at it, I'm going to actually... This might be an upset. Like I said, at this point in time, I don't know if Lamar's playing. I'm going to assume he's not playing. So for that reason alone, I'm going to actually go with the Steelers. I think that they've been a little quiet lately, but they're getting wins. So I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. I think their defense gets it done. Obviously, it's a division game, so these games are always wonky. But I like the Steelers in this one just because I'm not really sure who's going to be under center for the Ravens. So give me the Steelers for this game. Next game, two division opponents going at it again. We have Jaguars at the Titans. So Jaguars coming off their worst loss, and I think Tennessee coming off not their worst loss, but a pretty bad loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. So, this is going to be in Tennessee. I think I'm just going to go with the Titans on this one. I think Jacksonville is still, an improved team from last year, but still needs some work. And I think Tennessee's got that bad taste in their mouth about what happened last week. So give me Tennessee to actually win this game. And I think it's Derrick Henry's going to have a good game this one. So give me Tennessee. Next game, this was supposed to be a primetime game, but it actually got flexed out because of how bad Denver was. Not going to even talk about this one too much. Give me the Chiefs. I think they're going to be pissed off from what happened against Cincinnati last week, and just Denver just having a pretty bad season. So give me Kansas City to pull out the dub on this one. All right, next game we have the Panthers at the Seahawks. Seahawks coming off a grinding win against the defending champs. Carolina's still sniffing around too. Anything's possible. Mathematically they can still technically get in, but that would mean Seattle would probably have to blow it, or one other team would have to blow it. But for this team, Seattle at home, better team on paper. I think better team in general, although they've gotten some injuries these past few weeks. Give me Seattle. I really think that this is going to be the staple for them to really march their way into the playoffs, because you got to really win this one. And if you can win this one, it's going to be really hard for you to not make the playoffs. So I think Seattle knows the position they're in, and I think they're going to capitalize on it. So give me Seattle for this game. Oh, game of the week. Or would be game of the week. Probably still is game of the week. But we have Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the San Francisco 49ers. Tom Brady going against his childhood favorite team, the 49ers. I just got to say, another time we were robbed of seeing Tom Brady go against Jimmy Garoppolo, backup versus the starter, as they were both on New England together. And I'm just dying to see that matchup. I'd like to see how they play against each other. Obviously, they're not on the field at the same time, but I'd like to see how they do it, and I'd like to see, the handshake at the end of the game. But Jimmy G being done for the season now, unfortunately, and Brock Purdy taking the reins of the San Francisco offense, and he actually looked pretty good last week against Miami. But on the Tampa Bay side of it, coming off that that late win against the Saints, they were losing pretty much 55 minutes of the whole game, and they came back in the final 5 minutes to come back and get that win. A much needed win, I will say, at that too for Tampa. But I'm gonna actually go with San Francisco on this one. I just think that they have a great team. That defense is gonna really make it hard for Brady, I think. And offensively, I don't know if Tampa Bay is going to be able to stop these weapons. San Francisco's offense is set up where the quarterback's just got to kind of do the bare minimum. And Brock Purdy being a third string QB, he's just got to do his thing. He just can't lose them the game. And from what I saw with the Saints defense doing to Brady last week, this Niners defense is way better than that defense. So I expect them to make it hard for Brady. As much as I want to see Brady pull this one out against his childhood team, and I wanted to see him and Jimmy go at it, but you can't always get what you want. But for this game, I'm going to go with the 49ers. I think that defense is going to really make it hard for Brady. Tampa Bay's got a tough schedule coming up, so give me the 49ers for this one. So, Sunday Night Football, we have the Miami Dolphins at the Chargers. Both teams coming off pretty tough losses from the previous week. Miami, obviously, Tua losing his first game as a starter with his new team, and the Chargers losing to their division opponent, the Raiders. So, this, I think, is going to actually be a pretty good game. I think it's going to be a pretty good game, and I'm glad that it got flexed into the Sunday Night Football time slot. So, looking at it, I really think Miami's offense is going to be on point. I think they have a bad taste in their mouth from what happened last week. But on the Charger side of it, I think they've got a bad taste in their mouth too. And I'm thinking, this is really a toss-up game, but I'm going to actually go with the Chargers. I am going to go with the Chargers. I don't think that they necessarily have the better team. Maybe they do. They just have gotten a lot of injuries, as on the Dolphins side. But I really just trust Herbert way more than I trust Tua, especially if, late in the game, Tua last week, under duress was just not himself. And Justin Herbert in those situations, he thrives. I think he's probably the best fourth down quarterback in the league. It could be 4th and 20 and he's still able to make something out of it. But this game going to be a toss-up, but give me the Chargers. Give me the Chargers to pull it out. So that's what I got for that one. And to round out Week 14, Monday Night Football, we have the New England Patriots at the Arizona Cardinals. So this one was actually I had to think about it. So, on the one side of it, Arizona's had the season from hell. And then New England, they're 500, coming off a couple bad weeks in a row, 2 losses in a row. I don't know if Bill Belichick's ever lost 3 in a row. I don't know if he's ever lost 3 in a row with the Patriots. Maybe he has with that Cam Newton season, but as of right now, I'm not sure. And I think that they're going to be able to actually get it done against Arizona. But I will say this, the one thing that the Patriots defense always struggles with in terms of Bill Belichick leading that defense, but it's the mobile quarterbacks. We've seen what Josh Allen has been able to do against them, these past few years. And we saw what Justin Fields did to them earlier this year. But I think New England's going to be able to actually get it done. I think they're going to be able to march into Arizona and get that dub. But I think it's going to be closer than people think. So I'm going to actually go with New England on this one just because I think they have the better defense. It's going to make Kyler run for his life. And I think that after what happened last week, I think they will actually be able to put points up. And on the Arizona side of it, just the season from hell. I'm not expecting much, but, I said that when they played the Bears, so I guess we'll see what happens. So those are actually my predictions for Week 14. Let me know in the comments what you got. And again, I want to apologize for all the people that have been tuning in regularly that I haven't been uploading. But feeling better, and I thank you for tuning in. Just like and subscribe, share, and do all that. And as always, we will see you later.